My particular problem is that I love people, but this is the only thing that pisses me off about them, and it's completely out of reach for me to help them with. I can whisper someone's dreams to them verbatim. I can know their dreams better than them, let's say. Let's just pretend I know better. And I can say the exact thing that they've always wanted to hear their entire life about and speak that upon them that's possible for them, and they're going to go like this. Bro, stop fucking lying to yourself. They'll be like, oh, but Josie, you were able to do this, and this because you started this, and this, and you did this, and this. No. If you are a person who has just a shred, a glimpse, a teeny tiny little smidgen of hope or faith in higher power, you probably, fundamentally, it starts in the science realm of like, okay, everything is made up of energy. If somebody started with more resources of any kind than you, I want you to know that's not wealth. That speaks to their soul maybe being on a lower level in this life, needing to accomplish a very... No, that's not the truth. Coming into this life with more resources than another person doesn't mean that they had more advantages than you spiritually. If you understand that energy breeds everything, then you know that having more money or having more knowledge than another person, it gets you so locked in on logic that it prevents wisdom, real wisdom, from coming in. Let me paint you a picture. Let me learn you an example, dude. If you're in the hospitality industry, if you've ever worked a hospitality industry job, even if you were a server in high school, it doesn't matter. If you were a dishwasher, whatever. Me, I've been an executive chef on 4 continents, okay? I'm going to tell you my preferred person to hire. I would rather have a motherfucker who's like, oh my God, I want to learn everything from you. I've never done this before in my life, but I want to learn everything from you. I will take that person out of anyone. Like, if I can feel that they're sincere and they're like, this is my availability, I have reliable transportation, this is why I want to do this is where I want to go, please let me work here. Like, I will take that motherfucker over the person who has a stacked resume and is so dead set that their way is the best way, even though, like, they've worked at, like, you know, a million shitty restaurants. Not shitty, but you know what I mean. Like, they didn't come from, like, Michelin. Like, they don't have a culinary degree. Like, they've just been working, like, fucking kitchen jobs as a hack. And they have all of these really, really bad habits, and they're like, well, this was okay in my other job, this was okay in my other job. Well, I did this over here, so, like, why are you picking on me? No, I literally cannot. That is the difference. That's exactly what intelligence is like. It's like the more evidence that you have that you are supported exactly as you are, the less inclined you are to grow. And that's also why a lot of people will start to turn towards, like, shame and guilt as a method to, like, boost themselves up, or, like, start to prey on themselves and, like, the fact that they're not where they want to be in order to get themselves up and get them to where they want to go. There's nothing wrong with that. That's part of my journey, but I did shame myself and light a fire under my ass to get myself up and ready and disciplined and motivated when I had none, and I was starting at rock bottom, at ground zero, at fight or flight and depression, borderline suicide ideation, borderline. But then after I got up and I started to manifest some things, and I started to find this sense of peace before money even came into my life. When I just first started to find peace, I learned that I had to go back. I had to turn around and say, oh wow, that wasn't the best method to get myself up. I actually was downing this part of myself and this part of myself. And the reason that I wasn't up was because these little pieces of my identity weren't receiving enough love, and therefore they didn't have enough juice or energy to get me to the vibration that I needed to be in order to channel my dreams, in order to move through life with a little bit more ease instead of, like, you know, aggressively moving with ambition towards the direction that I wanted to go in. There's no right or wrong way. I'm just saying that, like, one path requires a little less healing later on down the road if you just can love yourself through until you have enough energy and you have enough self-esteem to like just trust in your timing and let that guide you gracefully, and you can be kind to yourself on the way. I personally still struggle with that, and I don't fully know what that's like, but regardless, I can't stand. But anyways, back to my point. I can't stand when people freeze in the face of their dreams. I can't stand when people abandon themselves, which is why I built this app called Circuit Snapping, and it's literally designed to put you through an 11-step process that catalyzes your emotions, because all emotions need at the end of the day, all they need is your loving awareness. They need you to see them. They don't need you to go fucking talk to a therapist. They don't need you to go smoke weed. They need your loving awareness for you to envelop them in a cocoon of like, wow, I see you. I hear you. This really sucks. I can't believe this. Let's make this right. Like, you're worthy. Wow. Like, this right here, this is the seed of like disparity, or the seed of emotion, the complex thing that's keeping you from taking actions, keeping you in a depression. It just needs to be enveloped with your own loving awareness. That's it. And I think a lot of people lack the structure. That's why so many people are like having this inner child healing. Like I did the work. I did the inner child healing. I didn't know that's what I was doing when I was doing it, but I used to journal as a kid. Like, this is how I wish my parents would treat me. My mom would treat me. My dad would treat me. When I have kids, this is how I want to treat them. And I was journaling like this well into my adult life. And I wasn't even around my parents when I was journaling like that. I just like realized that these were thoughts that were coming up, and these were pains that I was feeling, and I was somehow magically able to walk myself through these emotions and feel them in my body and let out a cry and like move on. And I realized that a lot of people are struggling with this, and they're investing hundreds and thousands of dollars, or not able to invest hundreds and thousands of dollars into themselves to look at these problems that are so simple to fix. Your awareness is more powerful than a fucking coach. It's more powerful than anything outside of you that you could possibly resource. And yes, we do need those sometimes when we don't know what to do, but this app is what you need to do. This app does not create codependency. This app asks you to practice shaping and holding your nervous system while it's triggered. You're holding the shape of loving awareness while a trigger is moving through your body. That's what the app asks you to do. That's what the app asks you to do. It's asking you to hold the shape. Okay, you want to move like this because the trigger is coming through your body? Okay. Now you're going to practice this. And that is all we have to do, is continue to practice holding ourselves with grace and elegance every time that a trigger comes up. And well after the trigger has disappeared, when there is no trigger, continue to hold yourself like so.